Hello everyone, my name is Arizam Sugutwa and this is Light Bearers, the Awakened Generation, a place where we have conversations with amazing personalities as they share their journey and encounter with Jesus Christ and their personal life stories and personal dealings with the Lord. And we do believe that these stories are going to serve as a beacon of light, hope and encouragement to someone out there that might just be watching us. And today I have a very special guest with me. His name is Mr. David, and he's the president of the foreign students community here in Algeria. And I'm so excited and honored to be having him here today because we've been planning this talk for like ages, and today we are here. So I'm just gonna let him go ahead and reintroduce himself to you guys. Mr. David.
Hello everyone, my name is David Dodo and I'm from Nigeria. I'm a student here in Constantine, master's degree holder in biomedical instrumentation, and I'm the outgoing president of the community of international students in Constantine. And thank you very much, Aretha, for having me here.
Absolutely and amazing. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you.
Well, today's conversation is going to be interesting. Okay, before we get right into it, we're just going to have some brain teasers,
Okay.
so that you can just ease your brain and ease yourself. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you like, should I give you 3 or 6? Do you want 3 or 6?
Let's go with 3.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, so we're just gonna give him 3 brain teasers, and yeah, that's about it. So number 1, what gets wetter as it dries?
Oh.
What gets wetter as it dries?
Okay.
T.
Gets wetter as it dries.
Mm-hmm.
To be sincere, I have no idea.
Yeah, I knew that one. That one was a tricky one. It's a towel. As you dry your body, it is dry, and yet it is also getting wet. Do you get?
I disagree.
Okay, explain to us, Mr.
What gets wetter as it dries?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
You get
I
it now.
agree.
Okay. So we go to number 2.
Mm-hmm.
She. What is full of holes but holds water? What is full of holes but is able to hold water?
Well.
A what?
A well.
A what?
A well.
A well.
A well.
A well.
Yeah. No.
No, try again.
This question that is in my brain.
The brain is stretching, huh?
No idea, to be sincere.
A sponge. It has holes, but it can hold water.
Intelligent David.
And then last one. What is always in front of you but can't be seen? What is always in front of you but can't be seen?
My face.
Well, that can we say that can be the answer? Because we can have like multiple answers. The one that I have, okay, let me just share the one.
Let me get this one, at least one. My face.
You want the answer?
Yeah, let me get the
This
answer.
one is the future. It's always in front of you, but it can't be seen. Yeah. Anyways, so we'll just get right into our conversation today.
I got one. My face. I corrected my own answer.
Well, that one we can consider it. Yeah. Maybe next time when someone has to try that question again, we can use that one. Anyways, so we'll just get right into today's conversation. Okay, so I believe that you're a believer, right?
Yeah, by God's grace.
Okay. And you love Jesus Christ and all. Okay, for at least from what I know about you. Yeah. And so can you just take us a little bit back into into your journey, how you started with Christ? Have you always been someone who loves the Lord? Have you always been like this David that we know today? Can you just give us a little bit of background of who David is, like, as a person that grew up in a Christian background? Yeah.
Okay, so like you just said, I grew up in a Christian family with a
Mm-hmm.
Christian background. So it's not like I had to reach a certain point in life where I got introduced to God. No, it
Okay.
started right from birth.
Okay.
My parents are both Christians, and I mean, growing up, we're going to church. We're introduced to church, and
Mm-hmm.
I still remember, even up to today, a Sunday school teacher. That
Mm-hmm.
means like I've been planted in the house of God for a very long time.
Hey, you
And
started teaching Sunday school like you when you how old?
okay, so let's say 15.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, 15. So we graduated and we were
Mm-hmm.
taken to the big church where we were supposed to integrate, but I ran back to the Sunday school just because I was interested in, teaching and passing this knowledge to the little ones.
Okay.
And yeah, I think after age 15, I went to secondary school. It was a boarding school, and I was an ESCO
Yeah.
in Fellowship of Christian Students,
What's an ESCO?
an executive. ESCO, it's a short form for executive, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
And I served. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I grew in the knowledge of God as I tried to, preach to people. I was engaged in church activities and everything.
Okay.
And well, before then, I had
Mm-hmm.
gone for different altar calls,
Okay.
multiple altar calls, you know,
Okay.
and I was still growing in the knowledge of God, but I had never, had that moment where I was like, from today, I'm born again, and it marks something new and everything. No,
Okay.
I had not gotten that personal encounter with God, but I was a Christian. I would do what a Christian is supposed to do: read the Bible, go to church, pray, and everything. But there was this, I never had this personal encounter of this supernatural power of God. At least I was not conscious of that. So after secondary school,
Mm-hmm.
I went to the university. I was a medical student back home in my first year, and that was where I first witnessed the supernatural power of God.
All right.
I still remember praying one day. It was a church service, a
Mm.
special church service, and I just felt this wind that, you know, sent me to the floor. I was like, "What's this?"
Oh wow.
I watched this in
Mm-hmm.
church programs and
Yeah.
everything, but I wasn't expecting, a huge guy like me with stamina to fall out. So, I mean, there I learned that yes, there is something deeper
Mm.
about the power of God, and that that encounter changed a lot of things about me. Um, I started pursuing God more. I remember one of the revelation I got from the encounter was, working for God. I remember I launched a movement called Dangata Movement. We used to write
Oh,
about God.
used to
And
what?
we used to write about God, like articles
Okay.
about God and
Oh,
just
that was
messages for
nice.
students, yeah, for
Okay.
university students. And at that point, it became personal. Like my relationship with God was no longer as okay for a person who grew up in a Christian family. It
Mm.
was now more like I was conscious of what I was doing, my work with God. Yeah. So not until I came to Algeria that
Okay.
I I I got a date where I was like, okay, from today
Mm-hmm.
I belong to God. Like everything about me, I'm giving my life to God and I'm dedicating everything to God. I'm going to live for Him. I'm going to do His work. And that was in my second year. Yeah, that was in my second year. Uh, 9th May 2022.
Okay.
2024, 2022. That was when, okay, from today, it's me and God. And God, I give everything. And yeah, that was when that marked like
Okay.
the beginning of a personal relationship with God.
Okay, so before that, like
Yeah.
before that, you mentioned that okay, there was a time when you encountered the power of God, where you knew that okay, this is something that it's a bit different. Just I come from a Christian background, but this is something that's a bit different,
Yeah.
and that is also before like the when you came here.
Yes.
That time, like I'm interested, like what really is there like in that moment when you experienced that touch of God, was there, is it like you experienced his love? What exactly was going on inside of you?
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I went to the university, I I'm someone who loves my books, right? I'm diligent when it comes to studies, and that was where I saw the hand of God. Like there were situations where I would think I was going to fail. There were situations where I would close my books and I would go pray, and I would return to those books and everything will be clear.
Okay.
So it was like, nah, there is something. There is just something that there is that power that's available,
Mm.
right? So it was at that point I realized, no, God is there. God is present,
And God was
and
communicating to you in a language that you could understand even
exactly.
more.
So His presence was evident through my studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay, so then fast forward, you came here to Algeria. Then you were like, okay, so your second year, you decided to finally commit and give your life to Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, what pushed that? What brought you to that place of surrender or commitment?
Okay. So I left home with fire,
Mm-hmm.
and I came to Algeria. It was lockdown, no
Mm.
church,
Oh, I
no,
remember. Yeah.
yeah, we couldn't have physical gathering. So it was
Mm.
just the Tlemcen fellowship. I was
Okay.
there for my friends here, and we would have like cell fellowship in a room and everything. That kept me going. That
Mm.
kept the fire and everything. But in my first year in Constantine, things went south because of my academics. My first 2 weeks in school was not were not easy, and I fell into depression. So I disconnected from God. I went from that person
Okay.
who was constantly praying, studying the scriptures,
Mm-hmm.
that person who felt the supernatural power of God,
Mm-hmm.
and so that person felt like, oh, the way things are going, I should just focus on my books and forget about this God stuff and just concentrate and work hard and everything.
Mm.
And I lost, yeah, I
Okay.
lost that, you know, that move of God there. I lost it,
Mm.
and I mean, I fell into an addiction. I think it's a story I've shared a lot of times.
Mm.
And here I was. It was as a result of, you know. Did I mention that I fell into depression?
Not just now. Yes, you
Okay,
did. Mm-hmm.
okay. So I fell into depression because I was not doing well in school, and I thought
Mm.
I was going to fail. And why did I fall into depression? It was because I left medical school in Nigeria,
Mm.
and I was supposed to do medicine here. I was
Mm.
supposed to switch to medicine, but I was like, no, biomedical engineering has always been my passion.
Okay.
And I felt like I disappointed my parents by not, going
Take,
back to
take it. Oh
medicine.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, you switch from medicine, uh, probably you disappointed your parents,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're not going to do well in the field you've chosen.
Mm-hmm.
So everything just piled up and I fell into depression. So I got disconnected from God. I remember I stopped going to church and everything. And it got to a point where, like, no, this is not it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have witnessed the power of God. I
Mm-hmm.
know what He can do.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if He's in my academics,
Mm-hmm.
there will be a lot of changes. He can help. He
He has
can make
always
things.
come
Yeah,
through. Yeah.
exactly. So I was like, all right, we can't continue this way. David, you have to go back because you are a witness of what the power of God can do, especially in your academics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like that whole experience? It looks like that whole experience. It kind of, although it seemed as if like it's something that made you tip over a little bit, but is it? I feel like it kind of broke like you into it broke a ground into your life so that you can go deeper into God. Do you feel like it made you, it anchored you more? Like maybe had you not gone through that, maybe I don't know. It kind of you went deeper
Yes.
because after that, I'm sure your faith might have been stronger.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just confirm what you said. Before that period, God sat me down. He said, David, you are nothing without me. And your dreams, your aspirations, you won't reach them except you stick to me. And I didn't receive those, like I neglected those words. I was like, let's see now. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how
Let's see
this
how it
where
goes.
this car will take us.
So I was doing well in my first year.
Mm-hmm.
I had very good results, first semester, second semester. It
Mm-hmm.
was in that second semester God spoke to me. I was like, David, you are nothing without me. And I thought, if in my first year I fell into depression and everything, and I got back and I did very well, do I even need this God? Like, let me just do my book stuff. And I got like, you are nothing without me. Like, let's see now. Let's see how it goes. First semester, second year, my grades dropped. And when I saw my first semester, I was like, God, I'm coming back. Like, I'm coming back. Now. I
Oh
understand. I
yeah.
understand. Like, so he wasn't just speaking, but I could see like his words. I could see his words. Remember, I said, one way I knew God was in my life was through my academics, right? So one way he was going to show me also that, bro, you have to be dependent on me was through my academics, because that was where he was very visible.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. And so from then on, you were able to pick up. So I want to know, like, then how were you able to deal with how was God able to help you through that time of depression? Like how were you able to sail through those times?
Okay, so the depression was my first year, and I really thank him for the kind of friends I have, the friends he sent to me. The depression was as a result of me not performing well, not actually not performing well, but the fear of failure. Like nothing was working in school. You read, you don't understand the language barrier and everything. But I still remember my friends would be like, "Hey David, you don't have to worry. We are here for you to teach you, to explain." And that was where I got some hope. Like, okay, so God sent people to be there for me, to help me through this moment. And yeah, that was how I got through. All I needed was hope, and He
Okay.
sent people to give me that.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. And so as you okay, you talked about how like God was able to say, okay, David, this and this and this, speak to you on certain matter, putting your studies or like things like, okay, David, you need to depend on me and all. So how did you learn to hear his voice?
Okay,
Uh-huh.
God speaks always
Mhm.
in different ways, but I think there is a time where you you are now conscious of how He speaks. Like it's not just random.
Okay.
You know, He can speak to you through the scriptures
Mhm.
and through dreams and through people. I mean, these are the common ways we know God speaks to people. But God speaking to your heart and you recognizing His voice is just another level.
Yeah.
And I learned how to do that. I never believed in that. When I before then, when I watch people say God spoke to me, I'm like, bro, what's up? How? Yeah, by how? Like,
Oh yes,
so
yeah.
in my French year in Clemson, I got introduced to the prophetic,
Mhm.
and was my brother Michael. He's from Lesotho.
Lesotho, okay.
So he invited me to join this team of students, and he was going to teach them how to hear from God,
Okay.
how to give prophetic words, and how to hear from God, because that's where prophetic words come from. How to give words of knowledge and everything. And I joined this team, and we read books
Mm-hmm.
on how God speaks. We read books on how to give like prophetic words, how to give words of knowledge and all. And we would, pray and also put this in practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember the first time. Seriously, I was nervous, but yeah, we prayed, and how it worked was you would pick someone in the team,
Mm-hmm.
and the person will be your partner, and you pray for each other, and you
Okay.
just allow God to speak to your heart about that person.
Mm.
And then whatsoever thing you feel like
Comes
God
again.
is saying,
Mm.
you would let them know, and they have to confirm if that's true, right? So God could speak to your heart about their parents, like you have a sick mother, and God wants to heal her, and stuff like that. Your academics, things are not going well, you're afraid, and you know and I did it for the first time, and the person confirmed it. And we did another session, and the person confirmed it. I'm like, okay, Sepanova.
Mm.
We had multiple sessions,
Mm.
and I could give words of knowledge.
Wow.
It was, and I could hear like others do the same. I could see
Mm.
others, do the same.
Mm.
So that was where I got that conviction that truly God
Mm.
speaks to the heart of men.
Mm.
So from that time, I could give words of knowledge to people, and I could get words of knowledge even for myself.
Okay.
But I can say it has worked. I have used this more for myself than I've used it for people. So I still remember in my first year, or in the course of my studies, especially my lessons, I could pray to know my grade, like my semester moyen, before the semester ends or before the year ends. Like I would have an idea of what it's going to be,
And it will come out like that.
yeah, it comes out like that.
Amazing. Amazing. So all this happened because you were also exposed to, like, training.
Yes, I
And
had
someone
a
that
community of
people that
Christians. I was surrounded by people
okay.
who knew God.
That's awesome, because hearing God, it's so vital and so important in a believer's life, and you just sailing through in your destiny. And I don't know, I think many people, especially young people that are still growing in faith, some, like you said initially, you feel like, what is this person saying? Is it possible to even hear God speak? And when you actually see someone share their own testimony, like, okay, this is what happened for me, this is how it was, it kind of brings light to them. Yeah, so that's actually amazing. Okay, so moving on, like in your work with God there, on you being able to discern the voice of God, can you okay, so this person was trained you people, helped you people grow in this aspect. Like, I want to know, like, for you, how are you able to how can I say, how are you able to fuel your intimacy with God and the Holy Spirit? You know that.
Okay, perfect. So for my intimacy with God, first, I had to maintain the fire by surrounding myself with people who carried that fire.
Okay.
So, and also surrounding myself with, activities, godly activities. So I was in an atmosphere where there was, we were constantly doing things that were God related, prayers, fasting, and fellowships and everything.
Okay.
So that kept me within that atmosphere of within like a godly atmosphere. And then
All right.
for that personal relationship with God,
All right.
for me, I have always known that there is God and He's with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always looked for ways to take advantage of this. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but God is
Mm-hmm.
an advantage for me,
Okay.
right? So I knew that if I had God, things would go well because there are seasons where, but I knew I would be rest assured that
Mm.
there is a superior being over
Mm.
there who watches over me and who cares, and regardless of what happens, he's with me. So that
Okay.
fueled like my personal relationship with God. It gave me a sense of security, and
Okay.
it was that sense of security that kept pushing me, to draw close to and to continue my work with him.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, now moving on. Now I see, now I know that, like, many young people like struggle with this, to struggle with having a strong sense of identity, or an understanding, a healthy understanding of who they are, or being grounded in who they are, not maybe in things, or maybe in some in some reputation, or maybe in some of their past giftings, or so. Each time when we get to our 20s, early 20s, where if you look, even maybe if you look in the internet even now, you see how young people be talking about how, many of them struggle with, understanding their self-worth, understanding what the meaning of their existence and the meaning of their lives. So for you, did you always have like a strong sense of identity, or a strong understanding of who you are, where you're going, just like that that self positive self image?
Okay, so I grew up as an introvert, a shy person, somebody with very low self-esteem, and I think that's because I would look around my environment. So I come from uh, a home I from a humble background, and
Okay.
so I would always look around to compare myself with people.
Okay.
You know, um, he he's wearing um, better clothes than I'm
Okay.
wearing. He has better shoes. He takes nice food to school. I
Oh
think
my
and
god, these
stuff like
things,
that.
I'm telling you, these things were
And
so like
they take
important when we
maybe
are.
it's people spending in school. And you're like, okay, okay. So I felt like let me just isolate myself because I wasn't up to their level,
Mm-hmm.
and that affected my self-esteem. And also, I growing up, I would say I didn't know what I was going to do that would be pleasing or not pleasing to my parents.
Okay.
So you could do something and you would think, oh, I'm doing it well.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, you just hear shout from somewhere, you know, and stuff
African
like that.
parents.
So it's made me to withdraw from so many things. Like,
Mm.
okay, since I don't know what I'm going to do now, that might trigger these people, and I hate it when people shout at me and stuff like that.
Mm.
I would rather not do anything, so I would be reserved in most scenarios, and I think it's affected me because even in public places, I wouldn't want to engage with people because I had that upbringing had shaped me to
You kind of
always
withdraw.
withdraw myself. So I became, I don't know if I was born an introvert, but I know I I knew myself to be an introvert and to be shy and to have like very low self-esteem. But I decided to break out of this this um this condition, I would say,
Mm.
because I realized it was affecting me. I never made friends, like tight friends,
Okay.
until I went to the university
Mm.
because when I looked around, I would see people who were better than me. So and I feel like I'm not up to their level, I just isolate myself, you know. So I still remember in secondary school, just there, and people are talking about Spider-Man, Batman, and you watch Aki Popo, you know, you can't even relate to these things. I'm like,
Oh my
why
Jesus!
do I even go? Like, what do I
You
have
watch
to
what?
say there? Just,
You watch
you know,
Akio?
Aki
Which one is this one?
you know, those two short twins, not twins, but those
Akio Popo.
they
Okay.
are popular. I'm sure
I have to
the
look for
people
them
watch it
after
also.
this.
You know, I could only relate to the Aki and Popo movies, and here are people talking about series, Tarzan, Ben 10, and those stuff. You can't even relate because
Yes,
you don't have
pretend.
those, you know, satellite dishes in your house. You can't watch those
Guys, the
programs
era
and
of things
everything.
like dishes.
So I just chose to isolate. I can't relate. I can't.
Do you want to stress yourself?
We are not uh, on the same level here. So just do your day and stuff like that. So it affected me, but I knew it was a problem because I I couldn't I couldn't develop basic social skills. I couldn't interact with people and everything. But yeah, things started changing when I became an executive in secondary school. So I would lead praise and worship and all these things. So I started getting this confidence. I could stand in front of people and, you know,
Oh, you
do
used to
one.
lead praise and worship there.
Yeah,
That's
I
why you
used
were
to
able to
preach. I
lead.
used
You
to.
were able to lead praise and worship when you came here. In the
Yeah,
time when as we used to
affected.
struggle that.
It affected. Like it
Uh,
helped me actually.
okay.
So I was used to these things. I started growing that confidence. Also, I felt like, okay, if you don't have enough money or you don't have the nice looking uniforms and everything like your peers and all,
Mm-hmm. You know
uh
one thing about high school,
yeah,
people used to wear nice uniforms,
exactly.
guys. Yay.
And then here you are with your big trouser and your and everything. So I and it triggered me to focus more on my academics. I felt like, no, I need to look for an area where I would be respected also. You
Mm.
know, where I can grow my self-esteem. So like,
Yes.
okay, since I don't have the money like others and I don't have the nice stuff,
Let's kill it in
let's kill it
academy.
in academics.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was looking for a place to be respected as well. So I chose to be diligent, and that was where I explored, you know, let's say my intelligence as a
Mm.
person and my self-worth. I started, of course, it's been a journey,
Mm.
and I went to the university. It was the same thing. I went to a private university, so seeing sons and daughters of very uh, sons and daughters of the elite,
Oh wow.
and here you are, just
Oh,
coming from, one corner in
wow.
one place like that, and it was another journey. Low self-esteem, an introvert, lack
Mm.
basic social skills, and it was so bad that one day some girls asked a friend to come and ask if I was gay. That was how bad it was because
Oh
I
my
wouldn't
god.
interact with, especially the opposite gender, except
Ah.
my 1, 2, 3, 4 friends
Mm.
who were always around me. So, and I would only interact with them because we were working on, like, we were busy with the book stuff. They were intelligent and stuff like that. So I chose to be serious with my academics so that I can be respected also. I will find a domain where I can be
When you
respected
know
as
that you are a
well.
master there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was how I started developing, that self-worth. Uh, my first semester, uh, I was the best student in my faculty, and so it drew a kind of attention to me. Like, there were a lot of people who needed help because as a medical student, you needed 4.0 to be able to study medicine.
Okay.
As you needed 4.0 out of 5.0, and most people had less than 4, so 3 points something.
Okay.
So they needed to compensate, like, with a great score, with a good score in the second semester.
Mm.
So it drew a lot of attention to me because they needed help and everything. I started organizing tutorials
Okay.
and for students and stuff, teaching people and trying to help them.
Mm.
And that was where I started growing this. I started becoming conscious of myself. Okay, this is the kind of person you are. You would like to help people. You are humble. I'm humble,
Mm.
and you you can be good with your books. You can really be good with your books because it was a domain I was really like exploring and everything, and it started shaping my identity as a person. I started realizing, okay, David, you are not that, you know, person you think you are. You are not that shy person you are. You are not that introvert you think you are.
Okay.
You are not really worthless as you think you are, you know,
Mm.
because here are
You're
people who
now, you're
want you
now
to
finding
help
your
them
space.
exactly. So I was now exploring that. So I left and I came to Algeria, and it was a new journey, but that experience
Mhm.
had given me an idea. So it was not like I was starting from the scratch here in Algeria. No, I already knew that, okay, this is the kind of place, and all I needed to do was to build it.
Okay.
And the church community has contributed a lot, you
Mm-hmm.
know, where you have to take some roles.
Mm.
You lead praise and worship, you preach, you lead intercession and everything. It has helped me to discover, myself, to know who I am,
Mm.
and it has helped me
To
grow
build that self-confidence.
yeah, exactly, my confidence.
Okay.
And yeah, this is my journey of self-discovery.
Okay. And so in your journey of self-discovery there, like how has Jesus played a role in being the anchor to your identity?
So I mentioned here that there was God spoke to me about my dependence on Him.
Mm.
Like, bro, you are nothing without me, and that's it. If you
Mm.
try anything outside, just forget about it. You won't make it, right?
Mm.
So because I started seeing the hands of God in my academics,
Mm.
uh, r- right from junior secondary school, like where I would pray to get these grades and I would get it.
Mm.
Uh, it helped me to realize that, see, if you're with God, He
Mm.
will help you to become who you want to be. He will bring out that person
Okay.
uh, He has created you to be.
Okay.
And these testimonies, the compilation of these testimonies,
Mm.
is what really helped me to stick to Him, and you know, and in return, it helped me to develop to becoming the
Mm.
person God uh, intended.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, so all right. So in your own opinion, like what do you think is the greatest distraction like to young people now? And what do you think the devil is using, the enemy is using against young people to distract them, to take them away from the Lord, to just bring, this veil on their faces? Like what's your opinion on that?
So there are a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
but I think from the one I would pick is lack of purpose.
Okay. Okay.
If God should, if the devil should rob you of that sense of, you know, having a purpose,
Okay.
something you are chasing, a goal you are chasing, you just become like another human being on earth who is
Mm.
existing and who is just existing.
Okay.
And when you are in this state, you
Mm.
become prone to a lot of things,
Mm.
a lot of distractions.
Mm.
Uh, as a person, you need like a very strong sense of purpose. There should be something you're looking forward to, you're
Okay.
chasing after. And if there is something you're chasing after, it means uh, you're able to shield yourself from every form of distraction, right?
Mm.
So first, taking away purpose from you is a sense of purpose from you gives room for distractions. I don't know
Okay.
if you
Yeah, like
understand. It gives room
there's this
for distraction.
saying that goes like an empty mind is the devil's workshop.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
An idle mind, I mean,
an idle man
is the
is the
devil's
devil's
workshop.
workshop. Exactly. So for you to be distracted, it means you must have given room for something to come in,
Okay.
something distractive. And what creates that room is you not chasing after something. Because when you are focused, of course, you will know exactly what you want and and the exact things to do in order for you to reach your goals. So to answer your question now directly, right? The biggest distraction of young persons, I would say, is comparison.
Okay. Comparison.
Yeah,
Okay.
comparison.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what you want, like I've said already, comparison becomes a distraction
Oh
because you're
wow,
going to see
that's true.
people do well in different aspects of life. You're going to see your friend launch a business and he's succeeding. You're going to watch your friend start another master's degree and he's succeeding. You're going to watch a friend start a family and he's doing well with that. And here you are. And each time you see them win their in their own aspect of life, like, okay, should I start a family?
Should
Okay,
I start
should
a
I start a
business?
business? Okay, should I go for a master's degree and stuff like that? So
Okay.
it becomes a distraction. That
Yeah.
comparison becomes a distraction. It shifts you off like that road. It takes away that sense of, you know, um, focus from you, because at this point you don't even know what you want.
Yeah.
You
That's.
don't know what you want. So here is your friend who has gotten an iPhone. I mean, I need to use iPhone because
I mean,
that's
like these days,
that's
yeah.
popular, right? And you are tempted to get one, not because you think you need it, but because that's
Someone else's.
someone has gotten it, right? Your friend just got a laptop, and you think you should get it also. Your friend just bought new shoes, and you think you should get it also. You don't have, like, you don't own yourself. You don't have this focus. You don't know what you're supposed to do with yourself. And yeah, you just you compare what's happening there. You want to pick something, what's happening there, and at the end of the day, you end up going nowhere.
Oh wow. So like as you're saying this, it brings something to me. It brings something to my mind that if we are not in alignment with God, if
Yeah.
we're not in agreement with God, if God has not taken, if we have not taken time to see ourselves as how God sees us, because it is God that makes us know who we are.
Yeah.
It is God that even dictates the purpose of our life, what we're supposed to be doing at this place and at this time. So if we're not connected to Him, it means we might be those kind of people that, like you said, we don't have a sense of purpose. We don't have an understanding of what must come out of your life. And because of that, you are prone to this comparison. You want every single thing that you're seeing around, because there is no sense of regulation even around your life. Because if you know yourself, I'm sure if you know where you're going and where, I can't be, let's say I'm a farmer, I can't, if I see someone who is a cook, I will not desire being a cook.
Exactly.
I would appreciate like a cook, and then
Yeah.
I stay in my lane
Exactly.
because I know where I'm going. But many young people now are distracted with many things.
If one inspiring story for me in the Bible, it's the story of Daniel. You remember when he was offered, the king's food and everything, and he rejected. It was like, oh,
Yes.
I know who I am. We know where from. We know where our strength comes from. They had a sense of, purpose. They knew what they were living for. You see, so they were not distracted by that luxury. I mean, who wouldn't want to eat food that is being served, like,
Oh wow.
to the king? So because of that sense of purpose, because of that deep sense of self-understanding and everything, they did not yield to that distraction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're able to resist some temptations.
Exactly.
They're able to say no to some things.
Yes.
Because there is something that is higher already that they are looking
and they were
at.
conscious of it.
Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. And like you said, then they were conscious of it. So do you think like now that we are living, do you think like people, I don't know, I feel like now we're in a generation where many people are live on autopilot. Like they just move, we just move with the wind. We just go where life takes us. If tomorrow I arrive in the market, let us be in the market. Tomorrow I'll be in this school, let me be there. But there's no clear vision of where exactly we are going. Okay. Wow, that's another thing on its own. Okay, so as we move on, like, okay, so one of the like we just highlighted a little bit earlier, I said one of the most important things in the life of the believer is their intimacy with God, their closeness, their connection to God. So can you just highlight a little bit for someone out there, like why is it important to be intimate with God?
Okay. So just to add something to the point you've just concluded about purpose, right? I have a very popular quote. I don't know where it came from, but it's something that came to my head. Like, the journey to success or to pursuing our dreams cannot be freestyled.
Oh wow.
These freestylers, like people who play street football, they just take the ball and they don't want to score a goal. They just juggling with the ball, and exactly, there is no sense of they're not going to score, they're not going to just playing with the ball and everything. Another example is a balloon floating in the air. Like, it has no direction except if it is attached to something that gives it direction, right? So as to your viewers, as you pursue your goals, as you chase purpose and everything, just know that you cannot freestyle it. You have to be conscious of what you want. You have to know your purpose, which has to be defined by God, and you should attach yourself to this and resist every form of distraction. Now, you asked about
the intimate. Why is it important for
very
to be intimate?
exactly. Yeah. So I just gave an example. Now I said, except the balloon is attached to something,
okay,
it will float on air without direction.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right. So if you want to if you want to become who the original person God has created you to be, if you want to achieve God's purpose, which for me is the definition of life. If not, you were dead, but you were alive. It's like you never existed. So if you really want to exist, you have to discover God. You have to attach yourself to God and let Him give you that sense of purpose. There is no, you will never reach that place. You will never know like who you were created to be without attaching yourself to God, because He's the one who reveals that, and He's the one who guides you and lead you to reaching your goals.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, amazing. And then like now, what would you say to like a young believer out there who really wants to like ace it, in their academics, at school? They've just started their university, and they really want to be to scale up, in greater heights when it comes to their academics. Like, what would you suggest? What strategies would you advise them to engage? What, like, could you just say a little bit on that?
Okay, I think it's Proverbs 32 verse 8, I think. Or Proverbs 8:32. One of the two. It says, I let me paraphrase. I will guide and lead you, and I will teach you where to go with my loving hands upon you. It's a Bible verse that I don't joke with. because that's the promise of God, you know, Him leading us, Him teaching us what to do at every point in our lives. And it's very important that we need to, these instructions. It's very important that we need to the direction of God, because outside that, we just live it, like I've said before. Right now, let me link that to academic success. To be sincere, I don't think I know people who work hard, right, and they succeed. Yeah, even Proverbs 22:29 tells us, have you seen a man diligent in his works? He will serve before kings and not men. So the verse did not say, have you seen a God-fearing man? Or have you seen a man who is born again? Or have you seen a man who trusts God and is diligent? No, there was no condition there. It was just a man, but you have to be diligent. So if you work in a shrine and you are diligently serving your gods, you end up chilling with the demons because you are diligent in that aspect of life. It's I call it the universal principle of success. It works for everyone. It works in every domain, good, evil. It works, right? But as a believer, as a child of God who wants to fulfill the will of God here on earth, who wants to become who God has created him or her to be, you really have to find yourself in God. You really have to attach yourself to God, and He will lead you, He will instruct you, and through that hard work, through that diligence, be able to achieve your goals. Now, let's talk about academic goals. My friend here, I still have that book and it's there. I read about the story of Daniel. I was very, very interested in that guy because I felt like I was in his situation. I was in a foreign land and he was chosen among others to study and to serve the king. And I felt, oh, okay, David, you are in a foreign land, and you were selected amongst many others from Nigeria to come study here. So how can you succeed? The Bible tells us that Daniel was found 10 times better than, his peers, right? So how can I be 10 times better than those who are around me? That caught my attention. So I studied about Daniel. I wanted to know how this guy succeeded. And one thing I realized was, naturally, Daniel was intelligent, right? He was intelligent. In fact, the reason why he was chosen by the king was because he was intelligent. But aside intelligence, he had God, and he was conscious of the presence of God, right? So you remember when they had to tell the king his dream and interpret it. Intelligence don't do that for you. Remember, they had read books. You can't read about people's dreams in books.
True.
So there was that point where, regardless of who he was and the things he had studied and the books he had read and the intelligence 10 times better and all, it was life and death, and there was only one way around it. And the Bible tells us that he went back and he spoke to his peers, like, there is fire on the mountain. Let's seek the face of God. And for me, that's the game changer. If you want to succeed academically, there is diligence, there is hard work, of course you will succeed. But a day will come where you will be caught in between, where reading books won't work. It will require more than reading books. It will require more than revising to pass exams. It would require going to seek the face of God to succeed. And for me, that has been my secret. God has been my advantage. There were days where I would sit and I would try to study and nothing would work. And I would close my books and go pray. Return to those same books just after 30 minutes, just after 1 hour of prayers. And it's different. And that has been it.
Wow.
Now, someone might say non-believers succeed also. They also get distinctions and everything. But I tell you, it's different when you have God. It's really different when you have God. When you know that the foundation of your success is from God and it's on God and it depends on God, it's defined by God, I think it makes success sweeter. So yeah, that's what I would like to say to your viewers. If you're out there and you want to succeed academically, yeah, there is the hard work factor, there is the diligence factor, but don't neglect the God factor, because there are days where hard work won't work, your diligence won't be sufficient, your intelligence won't be sufficient if you take the Spirit of God to reveal certain things to you to succeed.
Wow. That is so profound. That is so profound, and I pray that someone is able to teach that. You've shared a lot of wisdom in that area. Okay, so now moving on. From the time that I knew you, I think when you came here to Algeria till now, there's a lot of growth that has happened in you. There's a lot of growth. Now, can you take us through your journey in, like, how did your growth and you developing your personal leadership, your personal leadership skills, and like, can you take us through that journey of growth?
Okay, so I think
Especially,
it's a long journey.
if you can try to just share something with us, especially from someone that was shy, someone that was like,
Exactly.
now, yeah.
Okay, so I already gave an idea of where how I grew up, like my family, and what affected me, like my low self-esteem, my shyness, and maybe an introvert, and how that upbringing affected me, you know. But I come from a family of 7. I have 4 sisters, and I'm the only son. And my parents are part-time farmers,
Wow, that's nice.
and we can all testify that if you're a farmer or in the farm, there are works that females cannot just do. Like there are some things that cannot be done by the other gender.
Yeah,
Right. So there are some male specific like responsibilities, and as the only son, I was exposed to doing those things from an early age.
okay.
While growing up, and so it developed in me this sense of, responsibility, this sense of commitment. So remember I said also that I wouldn't know what I would do that would please my parents, right? So it put me in a position where whatever thing I was going to do, I had to do it very well, so that nobody will shout at me or will say, "Oh, David, you didn't do this stuff very well." So that was how I grew up. Anything you give to me, I just do it very well. I just have to do it very well.
Wow.
Like it developed in me that sense of, let's say, perfection,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And I think this has helped me in my journey of growth, because, like you mentioned, leadership. You don't just trust anybody with leadership. You have to make sure that they are committed, they are hardworking, and they are competent enough to serve in that capacity. So my journey of leadership started from the family first, and secondary school, primary school. I think I was secondary school. Yeah, I was the head boy, like senior prefect.
Okay, wait. Oh, there's
Yeah.
some that you were the head bone.
Yeah.
You
Serious
were
reference.
introvert head bone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was an introverted person.
Wow. Wow.
Why?
There's a lot going on with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I was shy. I had low self-esteem. I was an introvert, but I was found competent to be a leader
Oh wow.
because, like I said, leadership
Mm.
requires that capacity to make things
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
even despite that I was an introvert, I was shy and
Mm.
everything. You could still tell David, okay, David, I want you to organize that event, and David
Mm.
would do it for you perfectly.
Oh wow, that was nice. Okay.
So yeah, I,
Mm.
I I think like you being able to make things happen is a basic requirement for you to be a leader,
Okay.
and I have had that from right from you know a young age.
Okay.
And after junior secondary
Is it
school,
possible
yeah.
that it is all is it possible that maybe yeah around your environment,
Mm-hmm.
maybe some people that were around you might maybe you because you know yourself and
Yeah.
what you're dealing with inside of you,
Yeah.
you know that okay, it seems like I struggle with like maybe with expressing myself or coming out of my book, coming out of my shell.
Mm-hmm.
But is it possible that maybe it was you in some areas or in some spaces, it was you only that could tell inside of yourself that okay, David, this is what you're struggling with. Maybe the people outside you might have said that I don't think David uh
Mm.
is experiences that kind of struggle.
Well, when you are a shy person, I think everyone notices because there is
Okay.
how shy people do behave. Like
A ball. All right, continue.
if you are shy, I can tell you are shy. So, but I don't think they saw it as okay. This guy is struggling with this, but they
Mm.
could just tell that oh,
It's
this guy
shy.
is shy. He's
Mm.
an introvert. He doesn't like talking to people. And
Mm.
yeah. So secondary school, I became an executive in Fellowship of Christian Students. I was the service organizer, and
Okay.
it's something that has to do with a lot of work, physical work.
Wow.
So we go back to how I grew up,
Mm.
taking up roles like in the family, going to farm.
Mm.
It built that diligence in me, that hard work in me, and
Mm.
that was let's say a future of myself
Mm.
that would open doors,
Mm.
leadership doors.
Mm.
Right? I was shy, I was an introvert, but there was capacity.
Mm.
I could work hard to make things happen.
Okay.
Right? So that was what opened doors for me, leadership doors for me. Secondary school, I was also the house captain.
Okay.
So my hostel, I was the leader of that, of my hostel, and yeah, I graduated my first year in the university as a medical student. Well, I was not a leader, but I I I I had influence because I was doing well academically,
Okay.
right? And then I came to Algeria. My French, I was a church leader even in Corona.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
in Tlemcen Fellowship. I was the interwilaya coordinator, something
Oh
like that.
really?
Yeah. Then I came here. I started serving in my second year in UMC, and as a shy person, but I mean, trying to break out of that because I realized that it was a hurdle for me. If I needed to achieve, the things I plan to achieve,
Mm.
I had to, stop being shy, stop being an introvert, and grow. That um, be conscious of my self-worth.
Mm.
And something happened that changed me,
Mm.
and that changed how I perceived myself and the person I am. I was walking in Central Valley one day, and I saw nice clothes and everything. And I was like, I wish I could have those. I really want to dress well like my friends. And God spoke to my heart. It's like, David, I've given you everything. Just go and become.
Okay.
There are words you get that you don't need to convince yourself again. Like, they are backed by immediate actions that you think that those actions are not even controlled by yourself. Like, there's something pushing you to yield to those words. I still remember I set aside a good amount of money. I went and I got good clothes, good shoes, and good everything. And the first day I put those stuff on, I was like, yes, no more intimidation. And this is how
You
it's
are the
going to be.
intimidator now.
Yeah, I'll be the one intimidating people now.
Jesus.
Right, and that was how I broke out of that space of feeling less of myself. I realized
Wow.
it was first materialistic, but at this point, I can wear slippers to wherever I want because I've realized self-worth is not about what you have. It's about the value you carry. It's not about the nice shoes, the nice jackets,
Oh wow, that's true.
a rich family and all. No, it's about what you have to offer as a person. And once you've realized, you've come to a full understanding of your capacity as a person, the value you have to offer, what you can change and unchange, then you become confident.
Something happens there. And slowly the leader was, it's like you were a leader. You were a leader. But there were some aspects that still had to flourish out so that that leader can fully be seen into focus. You said you were shy.
Yeah.
But inside already you were a leader. You were someone that could make things happen.
Yeah.
And maybe there were some spaces that you could not reach because maybe that timidity or like shyness had limited you. Wow. So that's how you broke out that thing. Okay. Until now that wow, that same David has become the president of like these international students. Wow. Can you share like a little bit there on like on you being able to take up that role, like on feeling like I'm capable to take up this role inside?
Okay, so I think UMC shaped me a lot. United Methodist Church in Constantine shaped me a lot. So, when you are trusted with little things and you're able to deliver, then you can tell that, yeah, I can make things happen.
I can make this happen.
So it helps you grow in confidence. And I think that was where it started. Serving in the house of God from a very young age, and then UMC, which was a bigger platform for me to serve God, and looking at like how God was able to use me, I could tell that it's a position I can handle.
All right. And also you eventually, did you start the moral platform after you were the president or before?
Before I became the president.
It was before. Yeah. That's also another task that you took up then.
Yeah.
That was successful. Okay. Wow, this has been like pretty much a long conversation, and a lot of things have been covered from from when you were little, your journey through with Christ, how you embraced God, how you saw the hand of God even in your academics, how you were able to develop a strong sense of identity and the self-worth, and you developing and becoming the leader that you are today. All right, so just to wrap up this whole thing, what message would you want to share with young people out there? What is really burning in your heart you want to share with the world?
Okay, so I started the King's Inspiration in my French year. It was out of the push to just inspire people, just to let them know that you can do it. he can make things happen. And as a person, I've been inspired by two Bible characters,
Okay.
my favorite,
Mm.
Daniel and David.
Oh wow. Okay.
So let's start with David. David grew up as a shepherd.
Mm.
You know, his brothers were in the army.
Mm.
He was in the bush. You
Mm.
know, he started his journey of leadership there.
Mm.
You know, maybe with a sheep, and then with two, with three, with four, with five, and he grew.
Mm.
And he fought bears, he fought lions, he protected his sheep until he got to meet Goliath, and he finished Goliath,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
and he led Israel. So from killing one person to defending a nation and to fighting nations and to
Mm.
winning battles. But he started from
And being
somewhere.
the greatest king that ever lived in
Exactly.
Israel.
Just imagine someone who was in the bush with sheep, you know. But something happened, and that's growth.
Mm.
Not just growth in capacity,
Mm.
but growth in identity.
Mm.
So he knew I could handle ships, I
Mm.
could lead them.
Mm.
That was capacity.
Mm.
And identity. He knew there was someone with him. That's
Mm.
God,
Mm.
right? And remember when he went to face Goliath, said, "You come before me against me with a spear, but I come against you in the name of." He did not say, "I come against you with a sling."
Mm.
At that point, it was both identity,
Mm.
that's knowing that he has God,
Mm.
and capacity, his ability to roll his sling,
Mm.
you know. And that was how he grew to
Mm.
becoming a king of Israel and to fighting so many battles. So be conscious of who you are, be conscious of your identity, be conscious of your capacity, and find your identity in God. That's
Mm.
for David, right?
Amen. Mm.
For Daniel, I love his story of excellence.
Mm.
He was intelligent, he read books, but he had God.
Mm.
He was diligent, but
Mhm.
he had God. So if you want to succeed, you need to have God. You need to find, we're still going back to find your identity in God. You have to find your strength in God. You have to be able to hear from God. You have to allow God to lead you. You have to get revelations from God. And that's what makes you exceptional. That's what makes you um, stand out. So yeah, young people out there, find God. Find God. Follow Him. Allow Him lead you. Allow Him guide you. And be diligent. Be
Amen.
diligent. Whatever thing you find yourself doing, do it very, very well. And it pays beyond the distinctions in class, beyond the physical gains. There is
Amen.
also the spiritual side of everything.
Amen.
And yeah,
Amen and amen. Wow. This has been an awesome and a long conversation, of course. And Mr. David has shared with us lots of wisdom from his experience. And I believe that if you have been following us till now, the many things that you're able to pick up, many things that you're able to apply, many things that you're able to relate to, many things that you're able to connect to, and even have some answers to some questions. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for following us till now, for staying with us till now, and for being able to connect and follow through in all this. Hallelujah and glory to Jesus. And just before we round up, I'm just gonna ask this Mr. David three more brain teasers to close this to
oh,
close this session. Yes, what runs all around a backyard but never moves?
where do you get these questions?
Somewhere. What runs are all around the backyard and it never moves? The thing round, it runs, it Yes, it runs all around the backyard, but it does not move. Yet it's running. Imagine.
Alright, I have a master's degree. That's what
Use that master's degree to dissect this matter and give us the answer immediately. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tin, 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 tin. We're giving you the answer. It's a fence.
What?
A fence. Like
Fence.
yeah, it's a fence. Like a fence that surrounds a yard. Okay, number 2. What can you catch but not throw? You can catch it but you can't throw it, but yet you can catch it.
Flip.
Wow, that's correct. Here it's a cold, but it's you catch food, you catch a cold. Glory to Jesus! You got at least one.
Wisdom. Oh,
Then
okay,
last one.
one.
Hey, wisdom will kill you. Okay, last one. last one. What is always coming but never arrives? This thing is always coming.
Tomorrow.
Kai, what's wrong with why are you getting it correct now that we're rounding off? Yes, it's correct. It's tomorrow.
Can we go back to the first?
It
You
never
already asked them.
it never arrives. All right, guys, thank you so much, and please do follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, on TikTok, yes, and also on YouTube. Please do follow us, like, comment if you are blessed, and if you see that it can help someone, also do share, and also watch out for our next conversation with another awesome personality. God bless you. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.